Coming up here in just a few seconds, the disaster that is the 2020 presidential election just keeps getting better.
We've got to cut through the noise.
As we sit here waiting, pondering, wondering who's going to be the next president of the United States, we may not know for several weeks. So what do? We have fun stories like this coming up, but before we get into it, we need to make sure that we know how to pronounce the name of this extremely very small town in Texas. If you've never heard it, if you've never heard the name pronounced, you would look at it and you would feel like a substitute teacher. Just completely guessing, but I'm here to help you. First we have ma, then hey, you got to put some oomph into the back end there. Mahaya. We're coming to you from Mahaya, Texas. I'm not there, but that's where this story took place. The story of Kelly Reagan Brunner. She looks like a normal person there, and then as you can see, something went awry. Something happened. She took a misstep somewhere. She was charged with 134 felony counts involving election fraud in Mahia, Texas. A social worker in Texas was charged with 134 felony counts for allegedly registering people with disabilities to vote despite not being given permission to do so. She's a social worker in the Mahia State Supported Living Center. According to Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, Brunner submitted voter registration applications for 67 residents with intellectual and or developmental disabilities without their signature or effective consent. Now, out of all the stories that I found, and there's quite a bit of them, I even did a little bit of Facebook searching. Couldn't find her profile, if she even has one. I couldn't see whether or not this particular individual was for the GOP or for the left. I couldn't really tell, but to be honest, it doesn't really matter. And I actually like the fact that none of the articles mention her political stance, probably because they couldn't find it, but honestly, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't affect your opinion on this issue, whether she was committing fraud for the Republicans or for the Democrats. This is a problem for everybody, because if one person can do it, doesn't matter what political line they're on or what side they're on, that means that somebody else can do it and probably is doing it. Okay? It doesn't take much to sum up what Kelly's plan was here. Register these folks to vote without their knowledge or consent, and then they get a mail-in vote ballot, and then she votes for them, sends that off, and I think that was her plan. It doesn't say exactly, because this is pure speculation at this point. Not many details out about what exactly she was up to. But she made a mistake. And the mistake was, and I think this is really where she got caught exactly, because many of the residents that she requested register applications for have been declared totally mentally incapacitated by the court, therefore making them ineligible to vote in Texas. So I think that when she requested these applications, that was a red flag, probably for the elections office, or somebody noticed something was off somewhere, and from that point on, probably just snowballed. And as you can see, she has a mugshot. She has been charged, and to be honest, I don't think this is the last time we're going to see a story like this. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on mail-in voting? I'll tell you my thoughts, and I'll explain why. I don't think, if you have the ability, the physical ability, I can understand why some people don't want to go out and be in public at this particular moment in time. But I gotta be honest, those are probably the same people that are going out to eat in restaurants, going to the movies. For most of the country, and in Texas, I know for a fact that you can do that right now amid this pandemic. I am of the persuasion that if you can go and vote yourself, why would you not do that? The minimum amount of people that are in between your vote being registered, the better, right? That because what happens is, when more people are involved with the process, the more likely it is that there will be fraud committed. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on the subject, and I will be happy to read and have a conversation about it with you. See you next time. Hey there. If you're wondering why I'm smiling, it's because I'm coming to you from the land of the past, where America was still free. Just kidding. Kind of. Not really. If you enjoyed this content, you can subscribe right there. You can also watch anything that's may or may not be flying over my head at this very moment.